Hello everyone. In this video, we will explain Enterprise 2.0. Here are a list of the topics that we intend to cover. We'll start with an interview and then a description of the problem, the possible solution, and we're going to evaluate some content management systems that are available and whether they are a good fit for our organization. We'll also take a look at the functionalities, benefit, and value, and then we'll end it off with a conclusion and some questions and comments. So to get started, looking at some key facts within our organization, we are a multinational company with 30,000 employees. So that means we are huge. And within that, various forms of information is exchanged within the organization. So as we can see here, email based on current research, email is listed as the highest form of medium that is used to communicate in comparison to other forms of information exchange like text messaging and corporate websites and that type of thing. And because, of that dependency with email, we would look at some problems. Now, there are two main problems that severely impact us. It concerns standardization of documentation as well as systematic workflow for routine tasks. So, within standardization of documentation, we have a situation where procedures are not very well documented or they may not be documented at all, especially in the case of knowledge workers who know their information very well. They may not feel the need to have their procedures documented. And even if they are documented, each organizational unit, because we are so huge, creates its own version of procedures. These procedures are then circulated and or many users download and save individual copies on their workstation. So that promotes another issue in terms of increases in storage capacity, which could have a ripple effect. Various versions of these documents are in circulation and employees are making edits on all these versions. To find the true version, it could be quite challenging as the original one may be stored on someone's computer and we may not really know where. All right, so these are the problems that we can occur in terms of standardization of documentation. In terms of a systematic workflow for routine tasks, we have a situation where workflows are not properly followed and users are executing unapproved or unauthorized processes. Tasks are listed as incomplete, and we have some difficulty in identifying where the task is in its life cycle or who is the owner assigned to the task. There is also some inability to establish an audit trail. All right, so these are the problems that we currently face as a company. The solution, well, let's go into what Enterprise 2.0 is about. But before we get to that, many of us are familiar with the internet. We may have used it personally or for business. Gone are the days where information on the internet was static pages. Now we see technology that allows for more dynamic content, giving users the ability to interact with each other across global boundaries, giving us the ability to share content, share media, store files, interact and instant message each other. All of these type of services that run on the internet today as we know it is referred to as Web 2.0 technology. Now, when we take that and we customize it to suit the business, it is then referred to as Enterprise 2.0 technology. So if you take a look at the image here to the right hand side, you can see these different platforms like Dropbox and Facebook and G Suite and OneDrive, Microsoft. They've been able to take the Web 2.0 technology and customize it in a way that is suitable for business, right? And businesses can then take that and customize it to suit their operation. So this is what you refer to as Enterprise 2.0 technology. Now we're looking at a CMS evaluation. A content management system or CMS is a web-based service, a web-based technology that allows non-technical persons to function in a similar capacity as, let's say, a web developer. In terms of creating websites and establishing workflows and so forth, a content management system can facilitate that functionality to a non-technical person. So you don't have to be a web developer to be able to create a website. Based on existing research, we have found that Joomla tends to be one of the most used or most featured content management system that could allow for the building of the website in comparison to some others that are listed here. We have taken this research and we've done our independent investigation into our own company to understand the suitability of a content management system for us. Now, we have listed four key factors: security, usability, document management, and workflow management. And based on those factors, we have listed five content management systems: SharePoint, Alfresco, Drupal, Joomla, and Concrete 4, made an evaluation, and our results did align with the existing research in terms of Joomla being suitable. So here highlighted in gray, we can see Joomla is the highest rank based on what is suitable for us in terms of the factors that we have identified, and not far behind is SharePoint here in the blue. Now, Concrete 4, there wasn't sufficient evidence to suggest the feasibility of it, so you don't particularly see any information here. But based on these factors in terms of security, usability, document management, and workflow management, these things that are important to us, Joomla is the one that stood out. Now, taking a look at some of the functionalities of Joomla, it creates a workspace that allows for collaboration of our teams. Our teams are based in different geographical regions. So with Joomla, it is not necessary for everybody to be in the same place. They can be virtually anywhere. And it creates a workspace that they can work on projects and tasks within a single repository. On the benchmark of that, the content that is produced as a result of this workspace is stored on a server, and has credentials. Everyone will be authorized, will be given credentials to access. So it's not on everybody's individual PCs. They will be provided with credentials and they will access this single repository where all the information is going to be kept, right? All the documentation is going to be kept in a single repository. That documentation can be formatted directly in that repository by multiple users. And if there are any changes or edits to be done, there is a version control functionality that can record previous versions and as well as the changes. So if in a case where you need to roll back, you can check and see what was previously documented. And in terms of communication exchange, of course, everybody working on documents, they can communicate and review each other's work and so forth. The benefits of all of these functionalities is that it will uplift or mitigate the problems that we have identified earlier in terms of standardizing the procedures, validating controls, producing higher quality documented business processes, and fostering team growth and team building. Uh, in terms of the value, we can see things like cost efficiencies, error reduction, higher productivity returns. So these are the functionalities in terms of and the benefits and so forth in terms of documented standards. Here we can see just an example of formatting information. The screen looks pretty much like Microsoft word processing program with bold edit and these WYSIWYG features. What you see is what you get. And the text editor area where you can type your articles and so forth, and everyone will have, who are authorized, will have access to edit and that type of thing. In terms of the workflow, the functionalities are to be that will be can be derived relates to project management or task management, authoring or ownership, as well as delegation of tasks. And to explain that, we can just take a look at the sample workflow here. Um, if we have a situation, a ticketing system, a trouble system, for example, a user reports an issue where there's no power on the PC. And here you can see in the workflow that this is the first step to report the problem. You can see it's pending and who it's created by. The second part of the workflow will involve someone from help desk taking action on the problem. So you can tell who the owner is, who's the owner, the person assigned to the ticket, as well as the status. All right, they are aware of what the ticket is, and once that ticket is resolved, they update the status accordingly. So the content management system allows for the establishment of workflows in a way that users can simply log in, make their requests, and take action. There is no need for an email, there is no need for a phone call to help desk. Everyone is updated via the content management system. What are the benefits? Well, any unapproved or unauthorized processes are clearly identified. All right, so instead, this is a formal way of establishing workflows step by step. There's no need to pick up the phone and call or send an email to try to override a process. At any given time, users are aware of the status of a given task, and there is control in determining the user's output. And of course, we also have the value of cost reduction, error reduction, and higher productivity returns. In conclusion, the gains to the organization for investing in Joomla seeks to overcome the two main problems that a company faces with its operation. That is to say, improve the standard of documentation within the organization, as well as provide a systematic workflow for routine tasks. In general, the organization can take advantage of a number of benefits, such as collaboration or teamwork, increased output, reduced email dependency, cost efficiencies, ability to handle future growth, etc., are to be derived from implementing this CMS. Based on current evidence by researchers as well as an independent review specific to our needs, Joomla is the suggested CMS, offering a wide range of functionalities in comparison to other CMS as it seeks to increase value to the organization. If you'd like to know more, you can check out the list of references that we have here. And if you have no questions or comments, we can close this video. Thank you, everyone.